Now, just a short while ago, I was speaking to Linda Ogutlekulu from our newsroom camera about the latest Easter weekend road death toll numbers that Minister Fikile Mbalula just delivered a short while ago. 235 people have died on South Africa's roads this past Easter, according to Minister Mbalula. For some reaction now about those numbers, I'm joined virtually by Layton Beard, who speaks on behalf of the Automobile Association AA. Layton, good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday View on ENC. Thank you very much for your time. I mean, yet again, we've lost South Africans on our roads. We've lost people on our roads during a holiday period. This was the first Easter since the coronavirus pandemic hit our shores last year that people were able to travel. And sadly, 235 of them never made it back home or to their destinations.
Yeah, it's incredibly sad, Dan. And I think, you know, we join the minister in saying one life that is lost is one life too many. Our concern at the moment would be that the figures given by the minister now are preliminary. And we've seen in the past, Dan, that when the minister and the previous minister, Dr. Layton Beard, when they release these figures, they give you a certain picture. And success or failure is determined on these numbers alone. And I think it's difficult because we have to wait until the final figures are out. When we look at 2019, for instance, the number of fatalities in the final count actually went up by around 10% compared to what the figures were that were released by the then minister. And I think it's going to be the same case now. You know, we've seen that the numbers are 235, and that certainly is encouraging for everybody involved in road safety. But, you know, it sounds a little bit cynical to say this, Dan, but we do have to wait for those final numbers to come in, because only based on those final figures will you get a true reflection of exactly what the situation on our roads was during this Easter period. Invariably, we see that these numbers increase. So the 235 may go up. I hope it doesn't. We certainly don't want it to go up, but it does go up. Traditionally, those numbers don't stay the same. So once those final figures are in, I think we'll have a better idea of to what extent the efforts by government in terms of road safety have been successful over this period. And just to add to that, Dan, I mean, you mentioned in your interview with Lindo, you know, that we had police, traffic, law enforcement out and about in full force, in fact, during this period. And for us as the AA, that's something we'd like to see every single day on our roads.
Yeah, I want to see that presence all the time. I mean, the total number of crashes, though it be preliminary 189, that caused those number of deaths, as we know. However, the factors behind these, I mean, they are largely about human behavior, like drinking and driving.
There are certainly a lot of human factors involved in this. People with reckless behavior, overtaking where they shouldn't, you know, drinking and driving is obviously a concern. You've got to look at other factors. You know, what does the road surface look like? What is the road that people are driving on? How is that marked out? What type of law enforcement is on the roads that people are driving long distances on? We know that at certain points along these roads, there are, you know, heavy police presences there, and that's great, and we applaud that. But are they on that entire stretch? Is there lighting on all of those roads? We spoke about pedestrians being the #1 road user group, you know, being affected by this, and their visibility. When we talk about visibility, is there enough space for pedestrians to walk? Do they have to walk on certain dangerous roads because they have no alternative? Do they have to cross over a busy road because there isn't a highway? I understand that there may be informal settlements that have been built in places that they shouldn't be built in, and people aren't, you know, and people shouldn't be living there. But what type of infrastructure is given to those permanent places where people are living? And is there proper lighting in terms of, you know, when they walk in the dark? And these are some of the issues that we have to look at. Road safety is not only about human behavior. It's about all factors that make up mobility. It's about the road surface. It's about weather. It's about post-crash intervention. It's about the safe vehicles we drive. And importantly and critically, Dan, and we can't gloss over this, it's about providing education and awareness to all drivers all the time. And for us, that is something that is currently lacking in South Africa. We need more education of children at a younger age throughout their schooling and adult awareness campaigns, not only at Easter, as I said earlier, not only at Christmas time, not only during the festive seasons, but every day of the year. So what we've seen now with the increase in traffic law enforcement officers and the awareness campaigns, we'd like to see that replicated 365.
Thank you very much, Layton Beard there. Speaking on behalf of the Automobile Association, reacting to the figures released by Transport Minister a short while ago about the deaths on our roads during this past Easter weekend.